And now, let's join Maggie Linton on SiriusXM Urban View.
Welcome back. We continue with Rosalind Withers. She is president of the Withers Collection Museum and Gallery, and that's located in Memphis, Tennessee. And we're talking about a historic, significant type gifts that you can give that becomes a family heirloom and passed along from generation to generation, right, Rosalind?
Absolutely. Yes, it does. And what's exciting about the history is that it's something that motivates us as we look at what we see today.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to talk about a event that your local Washington group can be a part of. It's a youth exchange program that we're doing, and just mark this on your calendar. July 29th at the Howard Theater, we're going to do a production based on the work of Ernest Withers, and we're going to do a parallel look at the past and looking at it with the current, but we're going to give the students an opportunity to give their view of it from a theatrical standpoint and using all of their gifts and their talents to make this production happen. I've partnered with a group that is in D.C. called Paints, and we've also partnered with our local Memphis Stacks as well as Hattie Lou Theater. And we're so excited about that production because it not only is a production that will take place, we will follow it up with an exchange program for those same students or students that could be a part of the program the following year, which is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Martin in Memphis. We haven't gotten the destination for 2018, but that will be announced soon.
That's just it. When you were talking about your dad and how he covered so many things, he always had, and you've told me this too, at least three cameras with him.
Yeah.
So he could take them for different groups because he knew which press he was working for.
As a freelance photographer, it was just his normal process to carry 3 cameras. One for the black press, which 9 times out of 10 really put him on the assignment, and then the other for the white press. And when I say that, I mean he had been working for Time, Life magazine, and all of the magazines at that time. And when the story reached a certain interest, they would ring his phone, and he would be prepared to send rolls of film to the white press. And that's really what got the attention of America when it was crossed both genres of journalism, and the world got to know what was going on. And that's what was very important, that really ignited the momentum of the civil rights movement.
Yeah. That's, I stroll through. Folks, you really should go and check out the collection, because just one photograph is not enough. It's the Withers Collection Museum Gallery, and it is witherscollection.com. That's where you go. You can get your print that you want, and then you can get it printed up, and whether it's note cards, gifts, or even one of the prints, because they're available too. Am I correct?
Yes, we've just made available the note cards. So the images that you select, you can actually purchase them as a postcard, or in sets of 8, you can purchase them as greeting cards, and you get to choose. Now, the product that we've aligned it with is the IQs, and there's a complete set with the IQs that come with various titles, or you can make your own, and that will be available on the app as well, released on the 18th.
Well, you got a lot of different ideas, and maximizing it so that almost anyone can afford it.
Exactly, and that's the idea, that we want to make it affordable. As I mentioned, it's a 30% discount from the original price, and it allows them to make it a nice gift for anyone that they want to really have this historical impact.
Yeah. Because you need to know how much effort he put in. Talk a little bit about him coming home and your family getting the photos together in the bathtub.
Yeah, that's the earliest work. And that's when he returned from the Army, because my mom had gotten a little bite of how you can really make money from this. Mm-hmm. Prior to him doing it at home, my father had taken pictures of all the soldiers in Saipan. From that, he would send them, he would send my mother like the rolls of film, but inside of that roll, that little plastic cup, was dollar bills from the sale of images that were in Saipan. So when he came home, his sport, his love, and his passion was for baseball. And back then, the games were a week. So the first day, he would take the photographs, and then the next day, he'd have them in the stands for all of the fans and even the players to buy photographs. My mom and he would print, my father would print the photographs, and my mom would actually take the photographs that were printed and stick them in the oven to dry. And her job was to really count them and to make sure what was going out the door. And then she would politely let him know what he was to bring back home based on what was printed. So it became an entrepreneurial experience for them that started his first effort as a photographer professionally. And it was a part of our day-to-day life. I today can still smell that chemical smell in our home. You know, it's just when I smell that, I just instantly reflect on those memories of my mother drying it, my father processing it in the tub, and so on. So what a great experience it was for me as I reflect on how much it has brought to us as history. And it makes me smile.
Are you still uncovering some photographs?
Of course. We have we have an estimate of 1.8 million. Based on a count that we've gotten from the students. The students we work with are Rhodes College students. We've been funded by the Logan Family Foundation as well as the Reaver and David Logan Foundation in helping us with the organization of the digitalization that we're about to begin. And when we originally received my dad's body of work, it was managed by a gentleman by the name of Tony Deaconess. And we received about 3,200 images that were digitized, archived, and identified. And that's kind of what the world knows today. And we've increased that maybe by 1,000, 1,200 in terms of digitalization based on projects, demands, and requests of his body of work. Now, the other 1.8 million is what the world doesn't know. And we have a couple of projects that we'll be announcing. It's not a signed contract as of today, but will be soon, where the public will have the ability to really use the internet avenues or lanes that are very popular for them to have access to the body of work, to purchase also from that. And it will be in a community where people really seek historical images. So we are excited about closely making that happen for the public. And in turn, they will have the ability to communicate back to us if it's their uncle, their father, someone in their families. And once we get 2 or 3 confirmations, we're able to update our database. So then we become a historical research or a resource for those who are writing books, making movies, and they will have access to this body of work as well. So we're excited that we have our history, meaning African-American history, to share with the world.
Exactly. I think of also the fact that, say someone needs an image just for a little while, you also do licensing.
Yes, we do. We do licensing for a minimum of a year, even though we can take it all the way up to perpetuity if it's a film, and we offer licensing, yes. And we are the only source of licensing that is made available. And that source is the Withers Collection Museum and Gallery. And our number for anyone to reach out to us would be a Memphis number, which is 901-523-2344, or you can go through our website. And I want to emphasize, we are the only licensed source for Ernest Withers' body of work.
And keeping it in the family, because that's what's so important.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you, I from day one when I met you and heard about the collection to this very day, I'm still amazed at how many of the images I've seen in my lifetime and didn't know who it was. Now I want everybody to know who it was who took those photographs.
And Maggie, I thank you so much for that, because we do get people that come into the museum from around the world, and they say that very same thing. I've seen this. Oh, I saw this image. We didn't know that he was the photographer. And we're excited about the African American Museum of History and Culture, the Smithsonian, really elevating that to awareness of who he is through his body of work. So that really makes us very proud, because now people will seek the source so that they can have access to this wonderful library of beautiful historical images.
Right. And if they, somebody's getting ready to put their house together, doing a little remodeling, whatever the case may be, guess what, folks? You've got a collection to work with right here. Once again, tell people on the 18th what happens.
On the 18th, we will be adding to our already existing application that is on. It is an app that's on the iPad. That is on the
iTunes,
iPhone, and also on Androids. Just download it. It's Withers Collection. And what is out there today is the 32 images that are at the Smithsonian. You can order those as well. But we will be adding the Withers IQs, as well as the ability to order greeting cards from those IQs. And we will make those available for a gift in any way that you would like us to get them out to your loved one.
All right. There you have it. Rosalind Withers, president of the Withers Collection Museum and Gallery in Memphis, Tennessee. Visit their website, witherscollection.com. Get an idea of what photos you may want. And also on Facebook, it's Withers Collection Museum Gallery, and they're also on Twitter. Tomorrow, we continue early holiday shopping with our Entrepreneurs Gift Week. We'll feature chocolatier Beth Buckwalter. She does amazing things and has a book, too. And bow tie photographer Cliff Robinson. He can dress you up and take a photo. You've been listening to The Maggie Linton Show.